gotta say, these are some fancy looking houses that are gonna be up here. Came up here for a picture, but now it's just like everyone's looking at me like, what's this guy doing? Hey, I'm leaving, sorry. Gated community, I don't belong here. So it is my Friday, finally. This work week took forever to get finished. A lot of cleanup to do, and it was just super busy. So I had to get out on the bike. So I did get asked a question the other day. Thanks for everyone that's leaving comments and asking questions. I really kind of enjoy interacting with all you guys. But this guy was interested in, what do you say? He asked through all the years that I've had the bike, because I've almost had the bike for about 5 years now, and I've had almost just about 57,000 miles on the bike. Yeah, he was wondering about all the problems that I've had with the bike, because it is a 21. This is the first year model. And yeah, they were known for their issues, their teething issues. They did have quite a few of them, but I kind of lucked out. My bike has not had a lot of those issues that have happened to some of the specials, which I think that's where a lot of those issues come from, is the specials. Roundabout time, my turn. But yeah, mine being the standard model, it's not the special. I don't have the fancy suspension or a lot of the other tiny little extra pieces. I think that's why my bike has been pretty reliable so far. But I have had some small minor issues, so I'll kind of try and go over those in order if I can remember them. It's been such a long time since I've actually had an issue with the bike that I don't know if I can remember them all, but I'll try. Well, was I supposed to go that way? I don't know. The very first issue that I did have was random codes popping up. And it would be quite frequently too. It's just the bike would just go, and just trip a code. Now I could go in there and turn it off, which I think with the new firmware updates, you actually can't do that yourself. I could be very mistaken, but I don't have the latest firmware update. But that right there, the firmware updates, is what solved those problems for the most part. There was still the occasional one that came up, but the firmware really did solve a lot of those just random. The computer would just freak out. You know, the bike would draw too much power from the battery starting, and it would just trip a code, and it would just freak out. So with those firmware updates, it just pretty much told the bike to chill out. And yeah, I haven't really had a problem. Still had the occasional one, but I think that had to do a lot with the second problem that I have, and that was the starter button. Now, I didn't have to replace the whole module. It was actually, they didn't call it a recall, but it was a service bulletin. They needed to replace the starter clutch pinion gear. I think that's what it is called. But yeah, they had to replace that because I guess it was too big. It was drawing too much from this tiny little battery. And once they fixed that, never had a problem with it. No random codes would ever pop up. The bike would start every time. Every once in a while, what it would do with before that got replaced is you'd go to start the bike and it would just go meh. People were calling it the dying cat noise. It was just meh. Then you'd press it again and it would start right up. It didn't do it for any particular reason, I don't think. It was just drawing too much from the small little battery. And anyways, that got fixed and I never had a problem with that ever again. So those were the first two, and I think everyone had those issues. Those were well known, just kind of quirks that the bike had. They did get fixed. It was all under warranty. Like I said, that pinion gear was a service bulletin. After that, I really didn't have a problem for a while. For about 14,000 miles, I want to say, is when my next problem came up, and that was my fork seal started leaking. It was a weekend. I went out to the garage to go ride, and I noticed a puddle underneath my front tire. Fork seal was going bad, or went bad. It was leaking all over the place. Took it in. It was covered under warranty. Wasn't a problem. But I took it into a shop that I don't normally take my bike to. I took it to the dealership that was closest to me. Not necessarily the dealership I like to go to. This was a weird time too. I think this was around 2022. It was still hard to get parts. The bike was still new. And so, yeah, finding parts was not easy. So it took them about a month to do that work and get the parts in. Like, they ordered the wrong parts because this is the standard and not the special, and I guess they're different. Anyway, it took a long time for them to get those parts in and actually do the work. So after that, the next thing that I had wrong with my bike is my bike started throwing a random code. So, and I couldn't clear it. It would just keep coming back, so I took it into the shop. And it had something to do with the display. I'm not sure what the actual code was, but it had something to do with the actual display itself. And so the guy's like, yeah, we need to replace your display. So I got a whole new screen. And I still don't know what was actually wrong with the bike or the screen, but I have a new screen. This is not the one that came with the bike, but I got that replaced. Again, once again, it was under warranty. I didn't have to pay anything. I was still under factory warranty. After that, after the screen thing, now I'd still have a random problem with the bike where sometimes I'll turn the bike on and every light will come on the dash and it'll just go black. I have nothing, I have no display, but it will come back if I shut the bike off. Wait for 30 seconds, it'll come back on. But when the bike, when it doesn't have a display and it's just black, the bike will still work. I just won't have a dash to look at. So it's kind of weird, but like I said, it doesn't happen very often, so it's very rare that it happens, so I haven't really gotten it looked at. I don't care, I don't mind, whatever, it's fine. After my display problem got kind of fixed, my other fork seal went out. And so what happened with that was, once again, fork seal went out, and that was about 24,000 miles, so about 10,000 miles later, the other one went out, took it in, and it was around the time that I'd have to do fork seals anyways, or I guess replace my fork fluid, my suspension fluid, whatever. So I just had both of them done. Once again, it was covered under warranty, so that was pretty cool. Basically got a fork service for nothing, covered under warranty, so that was awesome. Now, speaking of warranties, I'm really curious on if anyone else had this happen to anyone that had a 21, I think, the 21 or 22. I got something sent in the mail saying like, hey, we're going to extend your warranty by another year. So instead of it being a 2-year, it's a 3-year. But that last year that they put on was kind of like an extended, so you had to like pay that whatever deductible, which was like a $50 deductible for whatever work you needed done, which, all right, cool. I don't mind that. That was covered under that 1 year extended that they did. Between the screen and the fork, my first fuel pump went out. Now I am on my 4th. So I've had 3 in there now. I'm on my 4th one. And I believe that the one that they put in not too long ago is the newly redesigned one that's supposedly supposed to be better and lasts a whole lot longer. I can only hope. But that fuel pump is the whole reason that I bought an extended warranty just before that warranty was up. I was like, you know what? I just want the peace of mind. It is a first generation bike. I just want to get it. So I did buy the extended warranty. It has helped so far. On that extended warranty, I do have the wheel and tire, which has saved my butt multiple times. If I ever, I don't know, crack a rim, because, well, I have the cast wheels, I don't have the laced wheels, and I do a fair bit of off-roading, which, if you know anything, cast wheels are not the greatest for that, but they still work. They still work just fine. I don't do anything crazy, so it's fine. But I have that nevertheless. So after the fuel pumps, those were the last things that I've had done to the bike that are, you know, that were covered under warranty, that were warranty work, that were issues with the bike. I think I've gotten away pretty scot-free, to be honest with you. The 21s through, I think the 21 through 23s have really been known for those teething issues. Now, from what I've talked to with guys that work at the shop, that work at the dealership that I go to, the 25s and 26s don't have those problems. All those weird little problems that the first generations had, they don't have them anymore. So they're working on them. They are listening to everybody. But anyways, put down in the comments down below if you owned a 21 and you got that extended warranty notice. I'm really curious on how many people actually got them, because I hear not everyone did, and I don't know why. But anyways, leave a comment down below if you could. Please subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and I'll see you guys later. So I can't go that way. Oops. I mean, I might be able to squeeze around that. That looks like a cool little road. But keep the gates closed. Does that mean I can go? No, it's locked. Cooper. Oh, this is the upside. Brakes. I started in the wrong gear on that one. So after my fuel... Dry throat. Oh, look, ducks. Yes, I know they're not ducks. So, okay, a little bit of a background. This is Friday, and this video will probably be coming out tomorrow. So I have to go home and edit this, and so I'll probably be up super late. So, my bad, I waited the last minute to get this done, but like I said, work was super busy.